Welcome to SportsWorld-USA. Every week, our hosts present a fun and informative dive into the world of sports memorabilia. Join radio legend Mikey Adams and the owner of the largest, most established sports memorabilia store in New England, Phil Castanetti, as they take you through the world of card collecting, collectible autographs, and all things sports memorabilia. You have questions? Phil has answers. You want to find an exclusive item? Phil will find it. You want to buy the items on display during the show? They will sell it to you. Get your bidding fingers ready. Here's Mikey and Phil.
Are we on? We're live? Oh, God, I'm a radio legend. That's what I heard Ben say in the intro. I'm a radio legend, and I'm going to show you right now why I'm not a TV legend, and this is why. Hi, everybody. Look at me looking through my Mr. Rogers window here. This is like the old Laugh-In episodes where some ugly puss would stick their face in the middle of a window, and that would be the end of that. Guess what? I don't think Phil's going to make it today. He's got a busy store, the SportsWorld store at 87 Broadway in Saugus. I think I got that right.
You got it right.
Route 1 South. Phil's working at the store today. You want to call him, then call him at the SportsWorld store. I didn't write the number down, but you can Google it because he's not going to be on the show today because he's busy. He's busy dealing with customers who want all the memorabilia that he sells, or some of it. In fact, speaking of that, you see this piece right here? See my finger jumping in here? This is maybe my favorite collectible item that I have in my entire collection. And I got this from the SportsWorld memorabilia store in 2008, or maybe it was 2009. It's been hanging in my den for all the years since, and I'm never going to sell this, personally, because I love this piece. But this is the kind of stuff you can get at New England's #1 memorabilia store, SportsWorld in Saugus. Now, who's on? Oops, just bumped my microphone into my picture here. Who's on this? Well, these are all 300-game winners. Let me read the list to you. It is Warren Spahn, Early Wynn, Phil Necro, Tom Seaver, Gaylord Perry, Steve Carlton, Don Sutton, and Nolan Ryan. So you can understand that the 300-game season, 300-game career, rather, victory career, is never going to happen anymore. It's just not going to happen because people don't make enough starts. When you think about it, to get 300 wins, even if you win 60% of your games, you got to make 500-600 starts. Guess what? That's not going to happen. People are making no more than 30, 32 starts a season. There are no decisions involved. You have to pitch complete games in the old days to win 300 games. These guys, all this stuff, it's not going to happen. You find me one guy in the major leagues right now that has a chance of winning 300 games, and I'll come over to your house and I'll groom your dog. So this is one of my favorite pieces. I'm showing you this because I'm proud of it. I love it. And this is the kind of thing you can get. Very, very important and memorable pieces for someone you love, for their birthday, for Father's Day, for Christmas at SportsWorld in Saugus, the sponsor of this podcast, or the video. What's a video podcast called, Ben Kitchen? What is a video podcast called? A Vcast?
Some people call it a vodcast. It's just a podcast.
Well, vodcasts, you got to have vodka, don't you? Isn't that true? All right, now what I have here is something very, very special. Now, this is not signed by anybody, but this is an actual game-worn mask. I'll put it on here and show you. I'm not sure I want to. Oh, did you see
You're right there, Cubby?
Yeah, I just poked myself in the eye with my thumb. Okay, I'll just hold it up. This was game worn by Jorge Cantu, reputed to be the ugliest man in the history of baseball. And he wore this mask not because of COVID, but because there was no COVID when he wore this. It was because he was so damn ugly. And he was. I mean, he looked like a blocked punt. He had all kinds of, I don't know. He looked
like someone walked all over him with golf shoes.
He looked like he played goalie for the dart team. He was like, you remember Randy Johnson's face? You know, like ping, 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 ping. It's like Randy Johnson's face looked like there was a fire on his face and someone put it out with a pitchfork. So Jorge Cantu Game-worn mask. I'm not sure I want to sell that either. It's kind of special. Because how many people have these?
Not a lot of people, I would imagine.
None.
So I brought some of my stuff in. Phil was extremely busy at the store, so I just figured I'd scrounge together some of my stuff. And I've got 3 autograph balls here. Roger Clemens, autograph baseball.
Yeah, he may be in the Hall of Fame someday.
He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Well,
even
yeah.
With steroids. Just let them all in. Who cares?
I guess.
Fred Lynn.
But shouldn't Pete Rose be in the Hall of Fame if Roger Clemens is going in? Roger Clemens cheated. Barry Bonds cheated. Everybody said, they should be in the Hall of Fame.
So just put it on their plaque.
Well, Pete Rose got more hits than any man in the history.
I'm saying he should be in.
Yeah.
We're not disagreeing.
I know.
Then why are you yelling?
Because.
All right. That's enough.
I'm that sure of it.
And a 1990 Red Sox signed ball that I got and I won at the raffle of the 1990 Framingham Little Big League charity banquet.
Yeah.
But we could only figure out a couple of names on it.
Well,
it's 30 years old and it's just worn down.
Most of those guys aren't there anymore. Or even
those guys aren't even alive anymore.
Right, exactly.
The only names we could figure out was Tom Bernansky.
Yeah.
Dana Kicker.
Dana Kicker. Yeah, he was big in the playoffs that year.
Al Bumbry. Bembry.
Former Oriole outfielder, little number 1, Al Bumbry. He used to wear number 1 on the Red Sox when he was the coach. This back in 1990.
Dennis Lamp, big old goofy looking. We did find Mike Greenwell on there too.
Oh, Greeny. Yeah, Greeny was one of the stars of the team. In fact, the thing about Greenwell that no one knows, or that some people don't know, is that he should have been the MVP in the 1988 baseball season when he finished second in the American League in batting. He had a bunch of runs batted in. And you know who beat him out? He finished second.
Jose Canseco.
He
had a 40-40 season.
But he was a cheater. That's the thing. If I'm Greenwell, I'm saying, you know what? He cheated. Give me that trophy.
Would you say he was juiced?
Canseco?
You know who wasn't
juiced?
His
eyes were juiced.
You know who wasn't juiced?
Oh.
Ted Williams.
Yeah.
So as you can see here, I brought in some of these that I've been slowly trying to acquire because my dad always told me the story about his baseball card collection getting lost at one point down the line. And he had the Mantles, he had Clemente rookie, everything. Yeah. But his pride and joy was the 1959 Fleer Ted Williams set. And that was gone. And he had every card, including the number 68 card, which is Ted signs on for 59, which you can't find very much anymore.
Right.
There was some kind of misprint on it. Mm-hmm. So I've been slowly trying to acquire them, and I've got a couple here that, they're not in great condition.
And you have the camera shot. You're sitting at where Corey used to sit.
Yeah.
By the way, Corey's gone for the weekend, so he's a kid. He's 19 years old. Was he going to stay home? And these are all the Ted 59 Fleers?
They're not all of them. I'm slowly trying to acquire. Some of them are in pretty good condition. Others are in pretty bad condition. But I'm slowly trying to acquire them and eventually rebuild that part of my dad's collection.
You going to give it
so
to
I can give it back to him.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
He'll probably be dead before I finish.
No, I don't think so.
And in that case, I'll keep them.
Keep in touch with Phil on all this. And by the way, if you give him that and rejuvenate his Ted Williams card collection, shouldn't he give you a house or car? Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be pretty nice, yeah. Because I told Phil about this, and he actually showed me a picture of an unopened box of 1959 Fleer Ted Williams. Unopened hobby box.
How much?
$20,000.
Oh!
Would you pay for that?
If I had millions of dollars, I would do it.
That's unbelievable. $20,000?
It's all about how much do you have. I mean, expendable income is all about what you have. But you know what? When it comes to memorabilia, and the people at home know this, it's about what it means to you. If you have a favorite player, like one of my favorite players on the amazing 2004 Red Sox is Bill Miller.
Yeah.
His autograph isn't highly sought after.
No, you can pick it up for a few dollars.
It's not, he's not a Hall of Famer. But I have a picture of Bill Miller. It's not signed, but I have it hanging in my den. I have a huge baseball den that's all baseball themed. And I have Bill Miller, a special place there, because without Bill Miller, the 2004 thing doesn't happen. The reversing of the curse doesn't happen without Bill Miller. And people say, well, what do you mean? Well, he not only had a great season that year, but he was so clutch. He was clutch against Mariano Rivera. He knocked in the Dave Roberts after the stolen base with a base hit off Mariano Rivera. People say, well, Dave Roberts, he stole second. Yeah. He stole second. He's fast, and he was barely safe. The base hit is what got him home by Bill Miller. Bill Miller deserves credit. He's heroic. He's like Bernie Carbo in 1975. Excuse me. This is the picture of Ted Williams. That's great. Did you put that on the camera yet?
I did.
That's a big fish. December 1954. I was just a baby. Fisherman Ted hooks up a big one. And he liked fishing more than baseball. That's a great card right there. I'd like to have that. Now, let me tell you a quick grocery store. Because somebody was trying to grab some Planet Mikey collectibles.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, at the grocery store yesterday. Here's what happened. I'm at Market Basket. And I'm shopping. I got a whole list my wife gave me of stuff to buy. And I'm buying all the stuff, and I'm putting it all in there. And I got a cart, it's 3/4, maybe almost full.
Mm-hmm.
And I go over to the meat department. I'm looking for some turkey tips and some steak tips.
Yeah, I can already see where this is going.
And I'm looking. I turn around, my cart's gone. It's gone. I've done 40 minutes worth of shopping. And all my stuff is gone. And I looked up. It's not. I looked down every aisle. I went bump, 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 bump. Couldn't see anybody with my cart because I knew it had paper towels in the bottom, and it stood out like a sore thumb.
Sure.
Couldn't find it. So I walk up and down the aisle and say, okay, what do? I go to the service desk, which is way in the far corner from the meat department. I walk all the way down there. I say to the guy there, I said, can you help me out? Somebody took my cart, and I don't want to do it again. And so he goes on the speaker. He goes, attention, ladies and gentlemen, shoppers. Could you carefully look and see if you have your own cart? Because we have a gentleman here whose cart is missing, and we just want to make sure he gets his cart and you get yours. Or what? So he says, head to the meat department. Okay. I go to the meat department. I wait a minute. Here comes this dude wearing a baseball hat, and he's about a 55-year-old guy, and he's got my cart. And he walks up to me and he says, is this your cart? I go, yeah. He goes, oh, sorry, pal. Sorry, pal? I took it. I go, okay. I walk away. Sorry, pal? How about you just spent 15 minutes looking for the card that someone took and didn't even notice it wasn't their card? What a nimrod. What a numbnuts. So at least I got my stuff back. But the Emma's frozen pizza wasn't frozen when I got home. I mean, this hurt me.
Yeah,
this really hurt me. And I'm thinking, well, this guy just wants my stuff because I'm cooler than him.
Well, you're certainly younger than him.
What?
You're certainly younger than him.
No.
You said he was 85.
No, 55.
Oh. Yeah, you're older than him.
Oh, if he was 85, I would have said he's senile. I mean, I can't mistreat.
So other than the Emma's Pizza, what did you have that was so valuable that you couldn't find another card and just start over again?
Of course I could start over again, but do you think I want to spend 40 minutes going through the whole thing, again?
So you'd rather be a rat? You go and told on him?
I told on him. He stole my cart.
What kind of man are you?
I'm a nice enough man that I didn't kick him in the cubes.
So you know what I noticed?
I hope he's watching.
Phil's a Yankees fan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where did he grow up?
Boston.
And how did that happen?
Well, when you're a kid, a young Italian boy in Boston, some people like Joe DiMaggio. Maybe he had a relative who was
right.
there were a lot of great Italian ball players on the Yankees. Tony Lazzari, Schivi Scuccinelli. Yogi Berra.
So for Yankees fans, and I'm totally willing to move on from these. I've had these for 25 years. They're embossed metal cards by Upper Deck.
Oh yeah, let's see these.
I've got the full set of mantles.
Nice.
Look, and they're still even in the sleeve.
And Phil's not here today with these.
I knew well enough.
Biggest Mickey Mantle fan. He named his dog Mickey
Mantle. As a 10-year-old, not to ever take them even out of the plastic.
Right.
I have no idea what they're worth. I'd like Phil to tell me at this point. I mean, I don't think they're worth a whole lot.
Well, no, those metal cards are, though. They were expensive to buy, and if you got the subsets, those were big. I remember I was collecting back then.
Yeah, this was like in the middle of my collecting days. When did you start, and when did you stop, actually?
Well, I've been doing it so long, I'm collecting dust now. Yeah, by the way, one of the guys I work with, Chuck Perks, tweeted out, when here's a quick tip for you. If your wife asks you what's on TV, don't say dust.
So I've got the mantle.
That's a nice set.
I can understand it because even my dad, being a Red Sox fan, is a huge fan of Mantle. But I also have the Lou Gehrig one.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty cool. You can't really see it that well, but there you can kind of see it. And then I have 2 Babe Ruth ones.
These are all Upper Decks, right?
These are, the Mantle ones are from Upper Deck. These are from Cooperstown Collection, I believe.
Oh, okay. Because it looks like the same kind of canister.
Same kind.
Metallic Impressions. Lou Gehrig. Wow. Lou Gehrig, though.
And then I have 2 Babe Ruth ones. And one I never even took out of the original wrapping, as you can see.
Yeah.
If you look on the...
Hey, what's that? Is it Halley's Comet?
What? Where did it go?
All right, there it is.
You that 50...
That's a nice box.
Sorry, dude.
What?
Just stealing my stuff.
No, I'm not kidding. I'm not.
Like that 55-year-old man at Market Basket.
Stealing my stuff. Yeah, these are great though. I like those metal cards because they're, the quantity of production is low, the specialness and the expensiveness of the card is high.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I wonder if...
You didn't even take them out of the plastic, which means you were smart at that age. How old were you then?
10. I was 10 when I was getting all these.
God, and now you're 15. Look at you.
I know.
You're doing great.
Time has flown by.
So this autograph ball is Roger Clemens.
Yep.
And this one is?
Fred Lynn.
Freddie Lynn. You know what? He never made the Hall of Fame. A lot of people think he should have.
If he stayed in Boston.
I think he's borderline. Yeah, I think he's borderline on that. But he is a beloved Red Sox favorite over the years. People love Fred Lynn for what he did in 75. Not a bad rookie year. Batting title, MVP, Rookie of the Year,
MVP.
Gold Glove. Not bad.
Pretty good.
Not a bad Rookie of the Year.
Pretty good play.
And, the funny thing is, too, that right behind him, people don't realize that the Rookie of the Year would have been Jim Rice if Fred Lynn didn't exist.
Yeah, when did he get hurt? In August?
Yeah, he got hurt before the World Series. No, it was in September, I think.
Was it in September?
I think Vern Rule hit him with a fastball and broke his wrist.
That son of a bitch.
That bastard. And Jim Rice had 100 RBIs and 20. What do you have for home runs? I think he had 22 home runs, 309. This is rookie year.
Yeah.
And he would have been clearly Rookie of the Year if Fred Lynn didn't have that incredible season. But they called them the Gold Dust Twins, and they led the Red Sox to the World Series, although Rice didn't play one inning.
Now, I got to say,
in the World Series, and that's why they lost.
I know this is going to bother you.
No, it won't.
But I'm glad the Red Sox didn't win in 67. I'm glad the Red Sox didn't win in 75.
How can you even say that to me?
I'm glad the Red Sox didn't win in 86.
So you could see it in 04.
So I could have it in 04.
Okay, great.
Meanwhile, how does that make you feel?
Well, I'm heartbroken. No. I was heartbroken in 67. There was... The only reason they didn't win in 67 was the rotation. If Lonborg had 3 starts on 3 days rest instead of the last one on 2 days rest,
yeah,
he might have beaten Bob Gibson in that final game. He might have. He was that good. And it was a 7-game series, and Yaz hit 400 with 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. Everything happened the way it was supposed to. Rico had a couple of home runs. Lonborg had 2 incredible games. He had a 1-hitter and a 3-hitter. I mean, if he had 3 days rest, I think Lonborg might have beaten Bob Gibson, the Red Sox, and the curse would have been ended in 1967. Of course, in 75, only one thing kept the Red Sox from winning. It was Ed Armbruster with the bunt and Larry Barnett. I mean, the Red Sox got screwed out of that too. So all that stuff, it seemed like, and then 86, did they get screwed out of that? Yeah, we know what happened there. So 67, 75, 86, heartbreak after stab in the heart, but it made it that much more special in 04.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
It did.
Because you had that long wait, you had that drought, you had Dan Shaughnessy's bullshit of, the curse of the Bambino and all that nonsense.
But making Red Sox fans suffer.
And even 03. 03 made 04 so much better. Losing in that fashion,
right?
As terrible it was, made 04 that much
that's
better.
like a thirsty guy who you make him cross 3 deserts instead of 1 to get a drink. It's not. It was terrible for Red Sox fans back then. The tortures of the damned. I mean, in '86, after Game 6, I came back I was covering that series with Channel 3. I came back. I saw a guy with a banner at Shea Stadium, Game 7, after Game 6 happened. Big, huge banner. 1918 was a fluke. That's what it said. I'm like, but that's the truth of the matter. Well, we're here on the SportsWorld US, SportsWorld-USA.com podcast talking about collectibles, because this is what our sponsor, Mr. Phil Castanetti of SportsWorld, that's thus the SportsWorld-USA, and he's working at the store today. Give him a call at the store if you have any questions on any memorabilia or anything that you're interested in getting, because he is the man on that topic, as we all know, and he'll take good care of you. He'll make sure you get what you're looking for, no matter how difficult it is to find. He's got thousands and thousands of autographs certified, like that piece I showed you here with the 300 victory guys. A letter of certification and authenticity, authorized by notary public. I mean, this is the kind. Phil's got nothing but legit stuff, completely, and available at all kinds of tremendous price. I'm telling you what, going to his store is more fun than going to a museum, because there's stuff you can walk out of there with, which makes it great. So we thank you for watching, and we'll see you at SportsWorld USA. I'm going to go in there and see if Phil wants to buy this Jorge Cantu game-worn COVID mask. Good night, everybody.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.